it's Lisa. I'm going to start an art journal page today. I'm actually in the middle of another project and I needed some gesso for that project, and when I got my gesso out, the lid turned off real easily, which means it wasn't sealed up really good, and this is extra thick gesso. So I think that it's going to be a great thing to put down, almost like modeling paste, but it's more flexible, and so it's still gesso, so I can put it in my art journal and not have too thick a surface but still have some of the fun effects of a little bit thicker medium. So we're going to put this over a stencil, and I have a new stencil to me from the Crafters Workshop, the Dina Wakely stencil. I got this at Tuesday morning for $3, which is a really good price on a 12 by 12 stencil. And you know, I can't have something new and not use it, so I've had it almost a month, so I have to put this to use. So I'm going to put this down on the page and just put some of this gesso on. I don't normally wear gloves, but I've started painting my nails again, which I hadn't done in 15 years, not my fingernails, and I want them to last just a little bit longer without having to scrub all that stuff off. So we're just going to see how thick that is. It's really thick. So we're just going to put that over this, and then once it's dried, then I'll go over it with mist. That's super thick. But I'm clearly going to have to buy some more gesso, so I thought I might as well just use this rather than stick it back in the cabinet. So let's do the other half of the page. And we'll just need to let that dry. Good, and we have now, and we've got some mists, and I've put lots of paper underneath these. I actually put some larger paper than I normally do because I don't want this mist to end up on my other pages under there or all over my work surface. So I'm using a variety of different colors, Miss Studio Calico and Heidi Swap. And I think there was one October afternoon in there. And I tried doing some dripping. I end up kind of wiping off the dripping part, so, and sort of blending this. You know, when I start to sort of blend things together, I end up losing the drips anyway. And this is also wiping off the mist that's on the gessoed elements. And then we're going to add a few little drops. And those drops kind of fill in the nooks and crannies around some of that stenciled area. It just adds a little bit different look. I've decided to do some letters on here for some of my text. These are some old basic gray stickers. I don't use letter stickers all that much, so a lot of times they find their way into art journals. And I didn't have an E, so I'm just trimming out the outline of the E and using that. Or I didn't have two E's, I needed two for this word. So it's going to say peace and quiet. This was a really soft, peaceful kind of look, so that's what I decided I wanted to talk about in my journal. I'm one of these people who really craves peace and quiet and having a bit of alone time every day. And I had to add a little bit of glue pen to hold these down. Sometimes stickers don't stick on these misted surfaces that well. And I outlined them using some Faber-Castell markers. And then as a final touch, I've got a little bit more of the background I want to cover, and I'm just doing some stamping. That particular ink is the only one of those ink, the Hero Art Shadow inks, that I own. So I just never bought any more of them. It stamps really well, but I just didn't see a benefit in that versus the other kinds of inks that I have. But I've had it for several years now, and it's still very got a lot of ink on there, so I really ought to be using it more. It's a real pretty color. We'll just put a little bit of that around there, and that will finish up our page. I'll hold this up so you can see it a little bit better. So we've got some gessoed background, some mist, a little bit of text on there, and journaling. It's a pretty simple page. Thanks so much for joining me today.